Hi guys, it is Aoife from Fred Weasley Died Laughing, and I'm here with another book review for you guys today. So today I am going to be reviewing Find Me by J.S. Monroe. This is a thriller novel and it is about a guy called Jar Garleth, and Jar's girlfriend when he was in college, his college girlfriend died and she killed herself and her body was never found. But ever since, it's been 5 years since she died, but Jar keeps seeing her in different places and he has this feeling that she might be alive. And then one day he gets this really weird, he sees her, he thinks he sees her, and then just these really strange things start happening. He starts getting all these strange emails and he discovers this diary that he thinks might have belonged to her, and it kind of all points to that she might not have actually died, that she might still be alive or she might be in trouble somewhere, and he's basically determined to try and find her. But there is like someone on his tail and things are starting to get like dark and dangerous and things just start going crazy. This is one of those kind of books that as soon as you start to read it you are hooked into the story. I really enjoyed it right from the start. There was just something about it that just completely hooked me in, and basically like I read it within 2 days. I just couldn't put it down. My mind was jumping all over the place. I had no idea what was the truth and what wasn't the truth, what could be happening, and I just loved every minute of this book. The chapters in this book are quite short. They're only like 3 or 4 pages at times, which means that your reading of it is really fast paced and you can get through big chunks of the book really quickly. And I really enjoyed this, and I think it kind of actually brought something to kind of the level of intensity in the book, because I feel like there was this really high level of intensity in the book. Things are quite dangerous, things are dark. You know, Jar is trying to find all these things out about Rosa, but there seems to be someone on his tail. You know, there's arrests being made around him. He doesn't know if he can trust the people closest to him. He doesn't know if he can trust like his therapist. He doesn't know if he can trust his best friend. And you know, you really end up looking at everyone suspiciously. And I love those kind of books, the ones that where you sometimes you even might suspect the main character themselves. Maybe they're not telling you the truth. Maybe they're being an unreliable narrator. Because there are moments in this book where Jar, you know, he does agree with other people that he has been properly hallucinating Rosa, and there are times where he does hallucinate Rosa. He knows it's not the real Rosa. So it's kind of hard to tell, like, when did he see the real Rosa and when didn't he see the real Rosa? How do we know as readers? How do we know this whole thing just isn't in his head? And I really loved that journey. It was just really great from a reader's point of view, going through that, not really knowing where this would end up, not knowing if it would just be some like mad, like psychotic break on Jar's part. So yeah, it was just very exciting. I really loved Jar as a character. He was Irish and he was a writer, and there was just something about him that just felt really authentic. I'm not sure what it was. He was just written in this really great way. He really became alive for me in my mind. I was really able to picture him, I was really able to hear him, and even just everything, the way his character was developed by J.S. Monroe. He just was really the epitome of this, you know, kind of thoughtful Irish guy who probably had this big deep creative side. Like, he felt like an artist, he felt like a writer, and I don't know if that even makes sense to say this character felt like a writer, but he just did to me. And it seemed like writing would probably come quite effortlessly to him as well, and I just really liked that. By the time this book kind of started getting into like where it really got going, where things started to be revealed, and we kind of got a clue about what was the real story behind everything, my stomach was just turning, because things got so dark and so twisted. Like, I was literally sitting there, my stomach was just like was turning because of what I was reading, and like I just couldn't tear my eyes away. I couldn't stop reading, even though what I was reading wasn't particularly nice, and I just couldn't put it down. As I said, I just had to keep reading. I had to find out what happened. The end just kind of comes very quickly, all in a rush, and it's just really great because it's just, you know, it's very much how you would imagine this situation in real life being, I guess. There were some things with the book that I didn't quite like. One of them was just that there is a lot of talk in this book about animal testing because of one of the characters in it, and some of the animal testing is kind of described in a way that I just didn't really want to hear about. And then there were also some references to actually real experiments that did go on with dogs, and where they were basically tortured until they would just accept the torture and not try and run away from it. And just the thought of that just really like upset me, because I'm obviously a huge animal lover and a huge dog lover, and it's just one of those things for me that it was just one of those things that I was just kind of, oh, like, I don't really want to be reading that kind of stuff. Now it wasn't very like, there was no like really graphic detail or anything. It was just one of these things that was kind of mentioned offhand. There was no like graphic detail about animal torture or animal experiments and stuff like that, thankfully. So, you know, if people are, you know, are afraid that's what it holds, it's not. It's just, and it's not there for no reason. It's there because of a certain character, it's there because of a certain plot line in the book. So I understand why it had to be in it. It was just something that just, you know, I just didn't really enjoy reading about it. But luckily the rest of the book just really held my attention. I absolutely loved it, as you guys can tell by my gushing about it. And I really do think that if anyone is looking for a really high-paced, thrilling thriller, to pick this up, because it is absolutely brilliant. So yeah. Hope you guys have liked this review. Please leave me any comments down below if you are interested in reading the books, or if you even have any thrillers that you would recommend to me, because I've actually read a few this year and I've really enjoyed them. So if you have any recommendations, please let me know. If you have anything to say about the book, please let me know, and thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys again next time. Bye!